So as we discussed in the previous classes, so whatever is run in the last week, right? There we will learn many things, means tag, formatting tag, and non-formatting tag, element, attribute, and all the things that is one required for as a basic, means as a front-end developer for the basic, right? Today we will be discuss most important topic, that is called as what, that known as what, that known as a that known as a that known as a HTML form. Every interview, whatever company are be existing there, right, they will definitely ask you from the this form tag. In form tag we have a some called as a word, input type. Input type, right? How many input type we have, what is the input type, and how can we create the login, just like here now, user id, ur, password, user password, up, login, there are login form, right? Or if you are going to create some form to user registration, right, everything will be taken from this. So user registration, user registration, these things. How can we create, means if you want to see, if you want to see as a practically, so I'll be show you while using this app. User login, right? And also see, there are some input field, user login, input, and continue, right? Or we have a some carrier page, means TCS carrier page, carrier login, right? Here you can be see, so whatever entry level or lateral entry of jobs, internship program from by the TCS, you can see here, and you can apply from here. Every company have a some, except every company have a some career pages, right, where they are post the job regarding, right? And if you are going to see login in Flipkart, so see, when you are login, they are giving you a button. How can we design this? How can we design like that? We are, how can we create using this form? We can use this. And if you want to as a, you are going to fill the just like I want to Infosys career page, registration, registration, simply go there. Yeah, from here you must apply from here. If you select any, means you are first to select anyone, right? Location means which location you are in. I want to select here India, India, right? And search here, or here you can write, you can also get here, so you can write here full stack developer, and search. See, here you will be get this input field. How can we do? You can search anywhere, means you want to all India, simply all India, and here write software developer, software developer. This all things are designed by the there is not search found. Ahmedabad search. I think here search is not found, means he is not hiding now. So like that. But here is what input field, that it will be taken the data. And if you are going to sign in or registration, so here he giving asking you some email ID and password. So how can we create this? Or 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 whatever website exists in the world web. So there are needs of one application form, again login form, everything which is requirement for that, right? So how can we create this? How can we create button? This all things today we will be going to learn, right? And tomorrow onwards we are going to style the everything whatever we have. Understood? So if I'm going to define what is the form, if you interview, genuinely they will not ask you what is the form, but if he will be asking what is HTML form, right? So form means what? The collection of what? The use of, we can say form used to collect user input. User input. The user input is the most of often used to server processing. Means whatever we have, we need, then he will be take the data from the user, right? So if you are talking about the example, so if I am giving you the example, right? So simply we can say form name, right? And here we have a input field. We have a input field, right? Sorry, first name. We can I'm writing here the form name. Sorry, first name. And then after we have example for that, what? Last name. Last name, right? Sorry, not here. Last name, and this is the another input. And how can we use here the button? It's called as a submit. This is your code. So first I design this code, means first name, last name. Then after I will be describe the all the things in what is the input. From this, you watch this. What is the input here, right? Input is what, right? And how can I write name before input field? This all things. How can we create button? This all things, right? So for creating for creating a form, for creating of form, I need a one tag I need a one tag. That tag name called as a form tag, right? And closing form tag, and inside of this we write here element, all that, right? So this is the way of creating the form. Means this is a syntax. This is a syntax form syntax. How can we write? The first we write the syntax. In the syntax we can write form first, right? And for creating of this one, for creating of input field, I will write what? I will write inside of this I will write what? I will write input type. Means input tag and types of input, which type of we are using. Don't worry, I'll be make you understand how many types of input we have, right? And then after we can, sorry, it have a self closing tag, right? So this is the code, right? So now I'm going to show. Then after, sorry, I not open that one. There's nothing more, right? And it's not a hard one. We will practice this daily basis, and we can learn easily these things, right? Instead of JavaScript, I create here folder name day 6. Inside of day 6, I will create here file one. Wait a minute. 1.html. Close it. Then I will click here the file. Okay, and this is called as a form. I'm giving here h1 form, right? I will create here for form. What should I will write first? How should I what should I will write first? The for first we can write here form tag, form tag, right? And which type of form we want, what is the action? Don't worry, we will be learning the JavaScript. What is the action of this, right? So don't think about the action. This is not for now, this is not relevant for now. It will be in the next one, right? And I create input have a many things. By defaultly when I was write in the input, they taken the many things. So simply I will copy this and paste it here, right? And I'll be break down the all the things. Simply paste here. Yeah. So listen, what is what here? We have an input, right? So it is a use to collect data from user, right? What is the type? It is used to define which type of data you want, so WMT want from user, right? And what is this? This is type of data. Means means it means text, number, right, or anything, right? And what is the name? What is the name? So whatever you are write inside of this name, right, it will be print inside of, it will be print inside of what? Inside of form, I mean input field. Whatever we write here, we will get in the input field. Whatever we write here, we will be get in the input field. And what is the id? For understanding purpose, id used for targeting this input for styling purpose, right? Get all the things, Sachin? Understand all the things? Okay. So I will create here input, and this type of I want to name as what? First name, right? And we have another thing, is called as a label. Here we will create label. Label, what it will be do, right? Label, what it will be do? Label is doing for what? For that text, means this text, this text, this is my first name, this type. How can we write? Using the label. So I simply here label, and for what? So we can write here for name. First name means of name, and right inside of this label we can, whatever we write, it will be shown the registration form. So we can write here first name, control S, and go, sorry, don't go live now, first go live, then after we can see this here is the form, and inside of this is the label name, and inside of this first name. See, so it will be only accept number, phone number, symbol, all the things, right? And also I will create is same as it, right? Copy, paste it again, v, and I can save it and go here, check. This is in the first row. Why? Well, it is called as a inline element. That's why in the, so how can we do the next line? So we can use here the one tag for the br tag. This is used for the break purpose, right? So listen, this is called as a first name, last name, whatever we are created, right? And we can change the name as a last name. Now here I will write last name, right? And control S, will be see here the last name. And here how can we create the button? So I will create here the button using button tag. Button tag, we can write here button, and whatever button it have, I can simply write here the submit. So it will take submit, save it and go check. See, this is your submit button. When you click the submit, there are some action is going on, some event is happening, right? So event is what we will be learning the JavaScript. What is event, why it's working, right? We all the things we will learn in the JavaScript. How can we create the form? We know. So let's talk about the input types. How many we have a input types, right? We all the things we have, all the things we can write inside of the form. So I'll be show you how many we have input type, right? If I'm talking about the input type, if you're talking about the input type, here I will write here input type. We have a many input type, means many in the sense 7 or 8, 6 or 7 is the, but generally we use just 3 and 4 type of input type, right? First one is what? First one we have a first one we have a text type input, right? Means text type input. So if I am talking about the example, so this is a text type example. If we are talking about second method, is called as a what? So text type is the one. Second type is radio type. Radio type. How can we create the radio type? So simply go inside of code editor. Inside of code editor, we write here input, right? Or inside of input type equal to radio, right? And before of this, I will write here h1 for the radio type input. Simply save and go and see. Here the input type is radio. If you are going to create the MCQ page, right, exam page, so where you can use this type of input field, means option A, option B, and before of option A, means just like here you want to option A now, so label inside of option A and save it and go and see, this is your input type. Before of this, you are creating the input type like that. Whenever you are creating the exam, or you can online exam system, there you will be use the input type as a this, right? And we have another type. If example, so copy this copy this and come to here, I'll post it here, and I will, yeah, your first one is input type is radio, right? And third one is what? So we have a third one, it's check box, right? checkbox type, right? Check type. So simply we can change here. Simply we can change here, copy this, and again come to here V, and the type we can write checkbox. Save it and go and see. This is your checkbox type. And before of this, we can write here the label. Copy, checkbox. Save and go. And see, this is the checkbox. When you're going to develop the checklist type, I mean, do to list type of application, so where you can be use this, right? And then after we have the submit type and button type. We have a what? Submit type. So we can write here input, and we have a first one button type, right? And we have a input submit. We have also date type, date and time, hidden, all those in image, number, all the things we will be see range it, right? Input submit type, right? So all the things we can write here value, means whatever value we need to on the button. So I write here the submit, and I can write here, sorry, button, I can write here submit. See, this is happening some action in the button. It's not action, it have not any event, so that's why it's not acting anything, but submit have some event, right? So we have a one thing more, is what, one thing more, wait, I'll be check, copy this or copy, come to here, paste it in, right? So here we have a one thing more, right? We have a one thing more, is called as a what, input type value. What is a value? Used for writing the text, string type, sorry, string type on input field. Inside of this, whatever we can write, it's treated as a string, right? This all things have a in the input type. So I will create, right? I will create some form. I will create what? Some form, whatever we have. And before of this, I want to discuss form attributes. How many forms we have attribute, right? So before of this, first I will be describe, okay, what is the structure of the any form. So first I want to create for one form. So this is called as a registration form. registration form. Okay, so unmute and tell me key in the registration how many input field we need for the this registration for the student, right? The first we need a name of a student, right now name of a student, right here. Second one, roll number of a student, roll number of a student, and address of a student, address of a student, right? And then after class of a student, right? Email ID of the student, right? And phone number of a student. Then after, sorry, then after one thing, submit button. Submit. This is our form type. This type of form I need to create. I need to create, right? So this is for you, right? This is for you as a homework. You will create this form and submit in the group, right? And so next one is what? Form attributes. We have another thing, form attributes. We already know about the attribute. What is attribute? Other than tag is called as a attribute, right? So in the HTML, in the HTML form, we have a few attributes. First one is blank, means in the target attribute we have a blank, right? In the target we have a what? Blank. The target attribute, first wait a minute. I'm defined it here. First one things, the target attribute. Before of this, I've described first action attribute, then after target attribute. In action attribute, the attribute defines the action to be perform the some form action or form submit. When it will be submit, then it will be performed. Right? This is called as a action attribute. Means action to be performed. Action attribute to be to be performed when the form will submit. Right? Submitted is the better one. Submitted. If you click on the action means submit, then it will be some action is going on. So only remember this attribute. Don't focus on the more, but remember we will be discussing the JavaScript. So another attribute we have is target attribute. The target attribute. What is the target attribute? Right? In the target attribute, first see first see first see the example, then after we will move. Here action is there, right? Here one target is there, target. And if you're writing here target blank, control save and go and submit this. Listen, submit this. So here the tab will change, right? This I will remove this all. If I'm getting here the submit, simply submit, then it will be changed the tab, right? So target, what it will be do, like target with what it will be do, right? For target attribute, specify the display responsive that received after the submitting the form. Means it will be change the tab. If I am define this, so the target attribute specifies where to display the response that is received after submitting the form. Understood? Or it have a many type of, means many type in the sense 7 or 4. So I think it have a 5 type of target, right? I'll be right here. First one is underscore blank. Second one underscore parent. Third one underscore top. And fourth one underscore self. Fifth one we have a frame name, right? So here display in the new window, it will be display on the same window, means parent frame, it will be print on the full body screen. Full body is not correct for this, we can write here full body of the window. Okay, window, right? Self current window, frame name is named iframe, in a name iframe. So now I am going to see one by one, right? I'm going to say one by one, or you can be apply it yourself. You can also use your by self, right? I'm giving you some examples. So look, then after we will move. First is the what? Blank is over, right? And I was copy, comment it, we, and here I will form. What is deleted from here? Or form, right? In the blank I will write here underscore parent, save and go and see the difference. Where is submit? Look at the same page, at the same page. Like that is doing the action, right? This is the method for action, or we can say form tag. Form have the attribute, right? So it's showing like that action is a one attribute, another one is target attribute, and another thing is what? Get and post. We will be learning the JavaScript. Right? Only I am aware you कि this type of also it have a attributes, but we will be learning the JavaScript. Right here it's called as a method attribute. In method attribute we have a two method, means first get and second post. We will learn in the JavaScript what is the use of get, what is use of post, we all the things, right? Or another we have a attribute, called as auto complete attribute, right? We will also see in this. So if you are using the auto complete, right, the attribute specify whether a form should have a complete or not, completed or not, means it it is specified it is specified whether a form should have auto completed or completed or off on or off. So now I'm going to show you the example of this attribute. So simply come to here in the action part. I'll be direct here something called as a autocomplete. Here is the autocomplete, and here only two values is here, off or on. If I'm writing here off, Control C and go submit. Nothing is here, nothing is here. If you inspect this, come to in the console and click here submit. Issue is here, something. There the you will see the some red inside of this. You will be see. Click here. So like that. If you submit now, you will be see that issue. So this all the things happening here. Auto completion on or off. So I'm talking example. If you want to example, just simply take it this. Okay. Come to here. Just it here. Right. This is your another example. This is one more attribute it have is called as a what? Is called as non-auto completion. Sorry, non-validation. No validate attribute. Why is used? It's used for the boolean attribute. It's used for the boolean attribute. Okay, so define that. What is a boolean attribute? Please, true or false. Yeah. So we can say the binary number is called as a boolean. It have a two option. True means what? One. False means zero. Right? So this type of attribute it will be contained. True or false. Correct? These things we had a learn. So this all the things have the attribute inside of form. In attribute we have a only for us where is the attribute? The most important attribute is called as a this one. This one action attribute, right? And target attribute. and method attribute. This three is the important. Otherwise, we can ignore that all the things. But only this three, right? And after that, we have an element, right? How many element we have? So another part is what? Element. Element of form. So look, so element of form, if I'm talking about the element of form, so how many elements we have, right? The first one thing is input type, input. Second one have a label, label, right? Third one we have a select, select. Fourth one we have text area, text area. Five one we have button, button. This is all a text of element, sorry, in form of element. And sixth one we have legend, and seventh we have field, fi, field set. You will try this all the things, right? Eight one we have data list. Nine one we have output. And 10th we have option. And 11th we have opt group. So shall we learn one by one? Please tell me that what is use of what we will be learn. Shall we move? Okay. So we already seen about the input type, right? So no need to go there. We already about the label type, right? We already know about the button type, right? Remaining is what? Select. Remaining is what? Select. The first we will go to select. How can we write the select option, or how many it have a wonderful creation to form, right? Right. Okay. So come to here. I'll be right. Element form. Come inside, and we write here the select option. First, I will take any options, right? I will take here any options, means any form input type. So I'll be take this input, not take this one. Or this one. Copy, and I'll be put it here, right? Not wait, wait. Two. We need a two one. Copy, and I mean simply put here control. I don't need this input. Now I don't need, right? Now we don't need. And we have one thing. It's called as a select element, right? To select what it will be do, what it will be do. So remember where is select, this one. Use to create drop down. Use to create drop down input field, right? So come to here, I'll be right here that, right, select name, or I am in the place of select name, I can write here book or coding language. Sorry, we can write here coding language, right? And then after I will write here the select, right? Select, right? I will write here the select. Inside of select, I am writing here book, coding, coding. Sorry, coding. Only simple writing here the name is a coding. Or inside of select, I'll be put inside of select, I'll be put option in the between option, right? In the option, I will write here only anything, whatever we want, means just like Java, then I will write here Java, then write here Java, right? And I want to take this, copy this, and to sorry Java toolset, copy, and I will reform this HTML, HTML, and also I'll be edit this right here HTML. I'll be come to here CSS, right here CSS, right? CSS, come to CSS, I'll be right here JavaScript, and also I write here JavaScript, right? And control S, right? This is our code. Simply save, sorry, come to here, simply save and go to on web page. I want to refresh it, bit, I want to delete it. So here is the coding, and I want to use here break tag, dr tag, come, sorry, save it and come to here, see coding language, or here your option is what, here your option is what, Java, and when you click it will be so like that, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. So if you are going to create the drop down, right, then you can use here the select tab, and inside of you will write the option for the selecting purpose, right? Got it my point? Got it my point? हाँ, कर सकते हैं, हम कर सकते हैं वो बाय डिफॉल्ट वहां पर लिख करके रख दो सिंपली। जब हम ऑप्शन बनाते हैं, ठीक है, तो आप क्या कर सकते हो, ये ऑप्शन है आपका, है ना? सो सिंपली इसको ऑप्शन बनाओ, एंड ऑप्शन में आप लिख दो बाई डी, रख दिए हैं तो यहाँ पे लिख दो बाई अंडरस्कोर डिफॉल्ट, बाई डिफॉल्ट, like that we can say, right? We have a one thing is what I want to create विजिबल और अनविजिबल, मतलब अब यहाँ पे मैं चाहता हूँ डिफॉल्ट कुछ भी ना रहे, यहाँ पर डिफॉल्ट कुछ भी ना रहे, तो हम वो कैसे कर सकते हैं, सेंस लगाएं, राइट? हमारे पास एक ऑप्शन है चूज अ कार, राइट, मतलब सॉरी चूज अ कोडिंग लैंग्वेज, करेक्ट? तो अब मैं क्या चाह रहा हूँ कि मैं चाह रहा हूँ वहां पे विजुअल कुछ रहे ही नहीं, देन कैसे कर सकते? तो लिसन, देन कम टू हियर, एंड अपन के पास एक ऑप्शन होता है, ठीक है, जिसको बोला जाता है साइज एट्रीब्यूट, ठीक है। सिंपली अगर मैं यहाँ पे लिखूँ साइज, और यहाँ पे मैं डाल दूँ 3, तो लेस एंड कम टू हियर, रिफ्रेश इट, पूरा आया, पूरा आ गया अपन के पास, ठीक है। अगर अपन चाहे तो इसको रिफ्रेश, फर्स्ट अपन रिफ्रेश करते हैं, ठीक है। देखो पूरा आया साइज अपन, और मैं यहाँ पे साइज 0 कर दूँ तो साइज 0, तो बाय डिफॉल्ट, है ना। तो अपन ऐसा कर सकते हैं, तो ये अपन के पास एक मेथड है। अब नेगेटिव वन किया जाए तो सेव करो, ये नेगेटिव वन किया, सेव करो, एंड लुक एट, ये वैल्यू एक्सेप्ट करेगा ही नहीं। यहाँ पे कुछ ऐसा लॉजिक आ रहा है, इंडेक्सिंग वैल्यू जानते हैं, इंडेक्सिंग वैल्यू, सो वो नहीं नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं। वो डेटा का, डेटा स्ट्रक्चर का है टाइप, बट मैं बता रहा हूँ आपको, देखो अपन यहाँ पे 3 फुल फील्ड दिए, राइट, है ना, अपन 1 2 3, है ना, बट यहाँ तो कोई लॉजिक नहीं है, बट बाय डिफॉल्टली ये क्रिएटेड किया हुआ है कि 0 से ज़्यादा इसका इंडेक्सिंग कुछ हो ही नहीं सकता है, ठीक है। मीन्स माइनस में जाएंगे फिर भी ये कंसिडर करेगा 0 ही है, ठीक है। तो ऐसा कुछ यहाँ पर है, means how many the size attribute, what it will do, so how many input you want to visible there, right? Hmm. अब अपन के पास नेक्स्ट एट्रीब्यूट क्या है, टेक्स्ट एरिया। अपन टेक्स्ट एरिया ये सिलेक्ट देख लिए, इसी में ऑप्शन देख लिए, अपन के पास है टेक्स्ट एरिया। इफ यू इंसर्ट, इफ यू इंसर्ट बट टेक्स्ट एरिया ना, राइट, तो सिंपली you can write here form tab is one thing, right, input, or we can write here simply text area, text, टेक्स्ट एरिया, राइट। तो ये आपको टेक्स्ट एरिया प्रोवाइड करके दे देगा, लेकिन देखो इसको आप जितना चाहो बढ़ा लो, ये लॉन्ग टेक्स्ट एरिया के लिए काम करेगा, ठीक है। अब उसके बाद अपन के पास आता है क्या, टेक्स्ट एरिया हो गया, और अपन के पास आता है बटन, वो अभी हम लोग ऑलरेडी देख चुके हैं, ठीक है। उसके बाद अब अपन के पास आता है डेटा लिस्ट, ठीक है। तो डेटा लिस्ट में क्या काम करता है, सेम एज ड्रॉप डाउन की तरह, डेटा लिस्ट में कैसे काम करेगा, सेम एज ड्रॉप डाउन की तरह, मतलब आप क्रिएट करो, है ना, कहाँ से आप डेटा लेना चाहते हो, ठीक है, वो सारे का सारा वो कौन क्रिएट करेगा, डेटा लिस्ट के अंदर में आएगा। ये थोड़ा सा एडवांस है, बट लेकिन ज़्यादा इससे पूछा नहीं जाता। तो ये डेटा लिस्ट जो होता है वो क्या काम आता है, ये एलिमेंट का स्पेसिफाई करता है लिस्ट टाइप में, ठीक है। बट अगर हम सपोज, अब हम यहाँ पे इनपुट क्रिएट कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, आओ यहाँ पर आओ, बस इसी जगह पर हो गया, और अपन क्या देख रहे हैं, डेटा लिस्ट देख रहे हैं, डेटा लिस्ट। कभी कभी डीप में जब इंटरव्यू जाता है ना, तो यही सब चीज़ सब आती है, ठीक है। तो तो अपन ने फॉर्म बनाया, इनपुट फील्ड लिया, तो अपन एक इनपुट फील्ड लेते हैं, इनपुट, है ना। और इसमें जो टाइप दे देते हैं ना इसका, ठीक है, वो इसको टाइप हटा, यहाँ से टाइप हटाते हैं अपन इनपुट का, ठीक है, अपन देते हैं लिस्ट, और यहाँ पे सिलेक्ट करते हैं ब्राउजर, लिख देते हैं डिफॉल्ट, मतलब मैनुअली लिखा जाएगा ये, ठीक है, ब्राउजर, ठीक है। और यहाँ पे अपन यूज करेंगे ऑफ डेटा लिस्ट, है ना, डेटा लिस्ट इज द बिलो वन, क्लिक, ठीक है, इसको कर दिए, एंड ऑप्शन लिखेंगे आप, जैसे ऑप्शन वाला टैग यूज करेंगे, और ऑप्शन वाले टैग में आप जो वैल्यू देना चाहते हैं वो दे दो, ठीक है। तो मैं फर्स्ट वाले में दे दूंगा क्रोम, ठीक है, ये सारे के सारे अपन की क्या है, ब्राउजर है। हम्म, तो अपन क्या करते हैं, इसको कॉपी करते हैं, है ना, इसको कर देते हैं एज, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट एज, ठीक है, और इसको अपन कर देते हैं माइक्रोसॉफ्ट एज की जगह पे फायरफॉक्स, फायरफॉक्स, I have another one thing, is called as a opera, yet we have a safari, ठीक है, simply save it is and go and see, when you click, when you click that value name, and after that you can create here and then you create the in submit tag, right, and you here, right, after that you will create a submit button, means input button, input dot submit, right, is enough, save it and go there, I'll be showing, when you write here browser, browser in the sense we can write here Chrome, submit it, right, it's replacement. So here we can use the sum function, right, here we can use sum function, means javascript, then you will be see what, you will be see what the data is going here or coming here. So if you taking the example, so I think I see where I was, see this, I think in the w3, w3 scroll stm, come to in the stm tutorial, and inside of attribute we are talking, we are study about the element now. Hmm. So in element multi text area, and then after क्या है, text area button, we already learned data list, yeah, this one, look, when I was add here, so see, yeah, click here and submit, browser equal to chrome, right, so like that we can be create here, right, and when we I will be submit here, then definitely we show the data list. So some JavaScript is going on, and sorry, here he is right at the PHP form, action.php. So that code is written in the PHP. So we will be learn in the JavaScript, because we are not learn the PHP. For backend, for front end, we learn JavaScript. Then after we learn TypeScript. That all language, all the things is going on here. Framework also on the JavaScript, right? So, so we learn this one things, right? And then after we have a what? We have a input element that not need to learn. If you want to then go and learn this one things. And we have a input type. So in input type we have already checklist, email, hidden, right, all the things we have. So how many we have a input type, we will be see, and you can also write there, right, refer this page, and we already know attributes form attribute, input attribute, and form attribute, right? So this form tag is ended, right? So tomorrow onwards we will learn in the CSS, right? And create the web page, one-sided web page, and designing purpose. This is all about your what, your HTML part, right? Next we will go to the CSS.